Hello and welcome back to the plot. I have been experiencing technical difficulties, which is why there hasn't been a video for a couple of weeks. I seem to be incapable of pressing record properly. My microphone stopped working. I filmed video without sound. Always check what you've just recorded to make sure it works, future Lindsay. So, apologies, but I've been getting stuff done and I'm here now with Mark and I'm going to show you around and show you what I've been doing. But I've got a job to do today. So I have put the majority of my tomatoes in the ground. Actually, my oldest daughter Sienna did it for me. She planted them out and they're doing really well. But I've also got some that I've grown from seed, because the ones that are in the ground were either grown by my parents or they were grown, I bought them from a nursery. The ones that I've sown from seed are just a little bit behind and they're not quite ready. They're not quite big enough in my opinion to go out in the polytunnel just yet. But I've got 7 of those. Ali from my rusty garden gave me the seeds. Thank you, Ali, again. And some of them are actually dwarf varieties. That's why I'm doing this. Some of them are dwarf variety tomatoes, and so I'm going to grow those at home in pots. So I've got 7 because I've only potted on 1 of each tomato. I've been restrained. I'm a little bit proud of myself. And I have decided that I will just grow those 7. And I am going to put them out because all the ones that I've bought, the shop bought ones, they're just 1 of each variety. I'll show you what they are in a bit. But my dad's given me some as well, called Stoner. Stoner, I don't know how you say it, but I will write it down below. And I've got 15 of those. So I'm going to pop them on today because I'm definitely going to be planting a couple at least. But I might be planting more. It depends how the ones at home do. So I'm going to get the canes in place for the rest of the tomatoes because I'm basically just going to fill one side full of tomatoes. My dad's growing his crops at the other side and I'm having one side. So we'll go do that now, get some canes in the ground, and then we'll start leaving space and we'll plant out what's left. And then the ones that are remaining, we'll pot them on into bigger pots just so that we can keep them going in the meantime. And I may end up just growing those in here in the greenhouse in big pots, because I've got lots of pots here that my dad used to use, because years ago my dad grew most things, not most things in pots, but things like cucumbers and tomatoes were always in pots. So yeah, let's get on with the canes. Well, after this obviously. So these are the tomatoes I've got in the ground at the moment, and we have got Gardener's Delight, Sweet Million, Elsa Craig, Big Daddy, Alicante, Sun Baby. Let's go have a look. I forget. I've got Shirley F1, we've got Moneymaker, and then we've got 3 black cherries. And I will tell you what the varieties we've got at home are when we get there. So then also in here, I'll just pick you up, we've got my Charlotte potatoes in buckets down that end. You can just see Mark through the gap in the door doing his weeding. I love it when he does weeding. And there's my dad's tomatoes over there looking good. Some sweet peas, some onions and some shallots, calendula and French marigolds I believe, that my dad has given me as well. So got some of those to find space for, which should be easy because there's tons of space. Which I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to get some canes, put my cup of tea down and start work. Right, so I've put 16 more canes in, and I've got 7 of the tomatoes at home that I've grown from seed, so that means I've got 9 left. So I'm going to be able to put 9 of those stoners in the ground. Now I'm going to put those at the bottom end, because I've got 9 of the same variety. I'll give them the worst bit of soil because there's so many of them, I'm bound to get a crop. And I'll give this primary real estate in the middle to the seeds, to the seedlings that I brought home. So I'm going to get the stoners, I'm going to plant out 9 of them, and then I'll pot on. Should I pot them on? Am I realistically going to use them? I'll see if I can give them away, I think, actually, you know. I don't need any more than 9 of that variety, do I? Yeah, I'll keep them for now and see if anybody wants them. And let's get planting then. Right, as I've just done that, we will start the tour in here. So we now have 9 Stonor tomatoes. Apparently they're an exhibition standard tomato. They look like a salad tomato and they've got quite a strong flavour apparently, which is great. I'm going to water my dad's. I've watered them in, but I'm going to water them again before I go because the ground. It took a lot of getting moisture into the soil down this end and where my dad's planted his, and I hadn't really done much over there because the potatoes have been stood over there. So it's got a little bit hydrophobic, so I've watered it and I've watered these and I'm about to water my dad's, but I'm going to give those another water before I leave as well. So that's what the polytunnel's looking like. Got to go pick the kids up soon, so I haven't had a chance to plant out these again, but I'm hoping, I'll say hoping because you never know with me, dear. I'm hoping I'm going to get here tomorrow or Tuesday at the latest to do a bit. So we'll come out of here and we'll walk around, turn around here. This, I thought I wasn't going to get any poppies, any opium poppies this year, and look at this. So I am going to thin these right down, but I'm going to keep some for the back along here. And in here I have put, the other day I put in 2 marrow and 2 butternut squash. And I believe the ones closest to me now are the butternut squash. And it's the variety of marrow is called green bush. The butternut squash just says butternut squash on it. It's from a plant nursery. So if we turn around here, you can see Mark's been cutting the grass today. Things are looking good. We've got some lovely creeping buttercup coming back in there. Bane of my life, that stuff. I'll take bindweed. It's the buttercup that drives me mad. Although it looks pretty at the moment in flower. Yeah. Shasta daisy's looking good. In here the other day I put celery in here because this is the wettest bed on the plot. So because of the runoff from the polytunnel. So it's got the best chance of doing well in here and not getting too tough and stringy, which is what happens when celery doesn't get enough moisture. It's actually put on a lot of growth in the 4 days since I was here. So yeah, that's looking good. Last time I was here with my dad, he planted out these calendula and I put some small aqualesia in as well. That's my hardy geranium and there's Shasta daisy. Then we've got some foxgloves down here. The aqualesias down here were bigger and they're doing a bit better down this end as well. The calendula's had a bit of a nibble, but it'll be fine. And this is a perennial sunflower, which I may move depending on how big it is this year. It got eaten by the slugs a lot when it was coming up, but it's coming back. Okay, now here, look, Mark's been weeding. Doesn't that look much better? Looks so much better. You didn't see it before, but it was a mess. And there he is down at the bottom end there, doing a good job. So this is the bed he made for me before and I am loving it. I'm gonna deadhead the scabious before I go. I keep saying I'm gonna do that, but I'm going to do it now in a minute. But I've had an idea, you see. I've had one of my ideas again. Oh dear. I have decided that I would like to move the strawberry beds after all at the end once they've flowered and fruited, and I'm going to take some runners from them this year and then probably discard the plants because they're a few years old now, and I'll just collect a load of runners when they put those out. What I want to do is move those beds. We will reuse the beds elsewhere and continue this border along this way, so it will come as far out as this bed does. So what that will do then, if we bring it down here, so we've still got the path through to the shed, but what it will do is just create a little enclosed area here, which will have the seating area. So the reason I want that to be a seating area is because this seating area is great, but as you can see, the brambles are coming up through it, and Mark's already dug it, taken the flags back up and dug that out, and it's coming back again. So we really need access to that because it doesn't take much for the brambles to make that patio unusable. So we'll dig that up and we'll take the flags away. We're not going to put the flags down over here. We're just going to leave this as it is, because actually, as much as the weeds do come up through the wood chip, they're easier to remove. She says when it's him removing them. But they're easier than getting them up out between flagstones, aren't they? So we will then move these beds to this area in a bit, much as the same way that we've moved these beds over here. I have just filled this up. So I put 2 bags of compost in it before, and I've put another 4 in it now to fill it up to the top. So you can go to Aldi, and for less than £1 you can buy a pack of beetroot, or you can buy your own for about 50. You can grow your own for about 50 quid. So bargain, eh? Anyway, yes, this bed is the beetroot bed that we had before. It's looking okay. The peas are looking a bit rubbish, but they are starting to climb a bit more now. Lettuces are looking fine, they're little gems. Over here, the rocket, oh, I knew it was going to do that. There you go, look. It's bolting, it's not happy. I've only got one that looks happy, and it's here. The rest of it's bolting, and that looks like it's got buds on it actually. So maybe we'll be removing the rocket. I might let it flower until I've got something else to put in here. Oh well, never mind. It's because it got dry. Not long after I planted these out, I couldn't come up for a few days, and we had some really dry weather, and those dried out, and these onions didn't do brilliantly either at the time. They went a bit yellow because they couldn't get the moisture up. Some of them are still looking a bit iffy, but yeah, we'll see. Broad beans are looking good. The pond is looking okay. I did fish out a load of the, is it duckweed, this stuff, is that what it's called? I did fish a load out the other day and just left it there so things could crawl back in. Little Phil's just having a nap there, and the duck's taking watch while he's having his nap. I planted out my courgettes the other day. These 3 are Goldina. Then we've got a yellow 1 ball and Tristan F1 there. Lovely bit of path, Mark. Lovely bit of path, which I'm going to cross now. These are some more little gem lettuces. Lots of calendula. That bed there is weedy and calendula. There's some poppies as well. When it's calendula and poppies, I'm only going to take them out when I have something else to put in that bed, so that if I don't put anything else in the bed, I can just have poppies and calendula in it. Forget-me-nots and brassicas. These are the cauliflower Maybach. I haven't netted them yet. I really should have done it by now, but I haven't. Jerusalem artichokes are looking good. They're going to take some real support in this year. Mark's listening. Here we have cabbage Duncan. I've had one completely eaten. The snails are hiding behind the buttercup there. And then this will be, what is this? Calabrese Marathon. So yeah, they're looking okay. They're all right. I've just topped up this bed, weeded it and topped it up with 2 bags of compost. It could do with probably another 4 if I'm honest. It's costing me a fortune in compost this year. My Nicola potatoes have come up, so I'm really happy about that. I've never grown them outside before. Well, no, I've never grown them in the ground. I know it's a raised bed, but I've never grown them. I've always grown them in buckets or bags. We've got foxgloves. I will be putting some other things in there. I've got some larkspurs, zinnias, cosmos, all sorts of things I've got growing at home, as you'll see when I get back. Strawberry bed over there. It's looking all right. It's got a bit of buttercup. That looks like a funny looking strawberry flower. This bed is very weedy again. I put carrots and parsnips in here. I don't know if there's any parsnips coming up. I sort of sewed them in a horseshoe shape. So I'm not sure. There's lots of little seedlings. We will just leave them and see. I have seen some carrots. There are some carrots coming up. Some little skinny ones, but we'll see. Yeah, how many more? Again, just after I sowed these, that's when it got dry. So, yeah. So the bed next to Mark there, that one. Whoop, that one is going to have some of my beans in it, I believe. And then this bed is going to be my dad's. This is for cauliflower. So I've limed that, and I want to manure it as well for him. That one, I don't know yet, but my Savoy cabbages that I brought up the other day have been partially eaten by pigeons, I'm assuming. My dahlia bed has got no dahlias in it, so that's going to be probably a bean bed again. I want lots of beans this year. And if I spin you round, whee! See, buttercup's pretty, isn't it? It's just, if it wasn't such a pain to get out. A foxglove in amongst it there as well. And then in here, we've got pumpkins. These are jack-o'-lantern. These are bought from a nursery. You can see I've not thoroughly weeded. I've just sort of weeded around it. This bed is always very weedy. You can see the bindweed and nettles. I've planted my rosemary too close over there and it's been swamped, so I'll probably end up digging that back out and moving it again. That's my blackcurrant sage. It's too close to the back again. But I'm going to chop this down, the nettles, and put it in a big bin of water I've got and make some nettle tea. Down here we've got more bindweed. You can see I've just kind of raked it over just to kind of knock the tops off stuff, and my lemon balm. This compost bin is completely taken over with weeds. I could do to cover it really. And I've had another idea. It's funny how every single idea I have, you'll just hear Mark groan, because it always involves him. That guy right there always involves you. So here, he made me these great supports, as you know. Now, there used to be a border along this wall, and I asked him to move it and get rid of it for me. So he did. And the sleepers, the really massive heavy sleepers that it was made out of, are along here. And so now I've asked him if he could remake that border, because I think I'd quite like to have it back. And he said yes, because he's a good one. And so not today though, apparently, for some reason. Always excuses. Anyway, he's going to build me another border along there, and it's going to be quite thick, because the reason being is that this, if I show you here, I don't know if it'll really show on camera how big it is, but there's about, I'd say about 2 meters here, wouldn't you, Mark? Yeah. This gap down here. And as much as I wanted wide paths, I still want to optimize the growing space. So yeah, I would like quite like a deep border, probably a meter deep. And then, but we need to get something to create the sides with, because obviously we've got the sleepers for the length, but we need something for the side, and I think they'll be dug in slightly, won't they? Yeah. Just to make them stable. Or attached to something, or, you know, we'll fashion something, some way of doing it. So yeah, that's how things are going at the moment. Right, I'm back home, so I thought I'd show you what's going on here. A lot of it looks as it did last time you were here, but a little bit more grown up. I have potted on my hanging basket varieties, although they're not going in hanging baskets, of tomatoes. We've got Tumbler, Tumbling Tom Yellow and Tumbling Tom Red, 2 of each. These are the leftovers. So Ali, the tomatoes that she gave me, these are the ones that I have got left over, that I haven't pricked out and potted on. I've just kept them as a backup. And I hate getting rid of seed babies. I hate it. I've potted on some of my cosmos, but I've still got another 3 trays that I haven't done anything with. 3.5 trays actually. I've bought some more cucumbers. I've got Fem Spot F1, and is it Mini? Another Fem Spot. Mini Passandra. I had both of these last year. Didn't have a great year for them last year, but I don't think it was anything to do with the actual plants. I think it was the conditions. The larkspur and all my perennial plug plants, they're all kind of, they're just grown on. Now, let me show you the difference. Let me put you on the tripod and I'll show you something. Let me show you what potting on at the right time will do for a plant. This is a Geum. This is J. Bradshaw, right? Plug plant. I only potted up half because I didn't have enough pots. I needed half of them. This is one that I did pot up, and this is one that I didn't. So you can see the difference there. This has just been watered, which is why it's dripping. Big difference, and really this week getting these perennial plants potted on is going to be important. A lot of these won't go out in the garden till autumn because I don't have the space for them. I have got way more than I need. I mean, I've got whole trays. Look at this. All these Shasta daisies and dianthus. A massive tray of zinnias. I've got the larkspur. I've got 400 cosmos plants. No, about 150. I've got more Verbena bonariensis than I could know what to do with. I've got loads of it. I've got this lot, and then they're the plug plant collection ones, and then I've got a tray that I sowed myself. So, you know, Verbena bonariensis, anyone? Erigeron, I've got quite a lot of Erigeron Carvinscanus. I've got a whole module tray, and then I also potted some plugs out like this. Coreopsis, can you see? I'm going to move you around. Coreopsis there. I've planted up my chili as well. I've got loads of delphiniums. My sunflowers, I've potted those on into bigger pots. Still a bit cool for them, although I have put out the courgettes and squash. Might be a bit early for them. I have sown courgettes, cucumbers and beans, but I haven't had any germinate. Actually, I think I have got a cocoa de Pampol bean coming up. I really need to sow some more. I haven't done any runners yet. My Swede Gowrie, they've come up nicely. The tomatoes that I did pot on are looking good. Not quite where I want to plant them in the polytunnel yet, but maybe by the end of this week or next. We might be looking good, but they're looking really nice. They are. I've watered them this morning, so they've all picked up a little bit. And then I've got like this, these are my little dwarfs. So I've got Audrey's Love Dwarf. Now, the ones that Ali has sent me that are tall tomatoes, I've just potted on one. But the dwarf tomatoes, I've potted on all of them. And hopefully I'm going to be able to grow quite a few of those in this greenhouse. Because I do like the idea of having some tomatoes accessible in my garden. That's the one downside to an allotment. It's not outside your garden, your house, and you've got to travel to it. Some people travel further than others. It's only 5 minutes for me, but still, it's still travelling. Now I think that's it. Let's have a look around the garden, because things are looking, well, I think things are looking. So this is how the container cottage garden is going at the moment. It's looking nice. I'm happy with how it is, but it's not going to stay as big as this. I'm just sort of potting things up at the moment and prepping it. And then when we get into the season properly, I'm going to start moving things around. Because here we've got lots of perennials that are very young, that are just in pots because it's somewhere to store them, to be honest. And if they flower, they can be in the garden when they're flowering. I am going to create like a holding bay for them almost down the side of the house, so that I can swap the pots around as they look good. You can see my dahlias are all in these pots. Unfortunately, I've had to put them in these plastic pots, which I don't love, but I can't afford to put everything here in terracotta or in nice pots. I love this little display. This is going to look so pretty when it grows up. Osteospermum is absolutely beautiful. I love the yellow undersides on these plants. Just think it looks amazing. I've got 2 of these in displays, and I did plant up my hanging basket. Might be a little, well, it is a bit early to be honest, because the weather forecast keeps changing. One minute it looks fine, the next the same frost. Terrifying. And this is one of the first roses. The first was actually Open Arms Patio Climber, but this is Arthur Bell, and oh my god, it's beautiful, and the smell is incredible. It's got a beautiful scent. This patio lilac is about to burst into bloom, shall we say, as is the California lilac, and they are looking really lovely. You can see that I've got pelargoniums out as well. This part of the border then is absolutely lovely. I love the combination of the Geum Coral Tempest with the Lithodora. Also looks really lovely with that Obretia there and the Crystal Alpine Carpet. But yeah, that blue and coral combination is just lovely. And with the snow in the summer in the background, I really love it. The Alyssum and Obretia look lovely together as well. I absolutely love this perennial Alyssum. It's really nice, and I just love the combination of all those together. And there are some Welsh poppies in there as well. Love my Welsh poppies. This part looks a bit scrappy still. We've got some nice plants growing up there with the campion and the rose campion and the Nautia and the salvias. The Nautia is looking really lovely. I can't wait for that to be in full flower. The Salvia Amistad in the top corner that we put in a few months ago is coming through, and I love the combination of this Acer Moonrise and Brunner Jack Frost. It's absolutely lovely, and the Acer keeps changing colour, which just makes it more interesting. Here we've got a little bit of food as well. We've got strawberries and we've got some lettuce, and Lady of the Lake Rose is coming into bloom as well. Now here, this is exciting, we've got some self-seeded straw flowers. We have got other things in there as well that need to come out, but there are some straw flowers in there. Now, moving on to the front garden, there's lots of things going on that I'm absolutely loving in the front garden, and it's growing up really well. It's really benefited from the wet winter, I think. Antirrhinums have survived and they are now in bloom. My lovely little Acer Atropurpureum is growing up really nicely and seems to be quite happy. Centura montana is in bloom now, as is Geum Pink Petticoats, which is really lovely. I didn't really rate it last year, but it's lovely. It's a Geranium Roseanne. and my Acer Orange Dream. All my Acers are very small, cheap ones, so it's lovely to see them growing. And this red campion is looking really lovely too. Now my Alstroemeria is absolutely packed in this year. Look at that, look how dense that is. I'm definitely, I think, going to have to dig some more up and thin it out this year. And Aquilegia Corner is, oh, it's so pretty. They're so like little fairy tale flowers. I just think they're so lovely. And I know some people view them as weeds, but I just, oh, be still my beating heart. I love Aquilegia. This geum, I believe, is called Koi. I did buy one called Koi last year, and it certainly looks like an orange koi colour. Here we got some more antirrhinums over there, and we've got things like Nepeta, scabious. This is the area that struggles more than anywhere with the drought, really, because we've got that copper beech above here, which I'll show you in a few seconds. But yeah, we've got lupins, we've got some lichness that's looking really lovely. And yeah, it's doing okay. That heuchera has never done particularly well, and here it is looking better than it's ever looked. And yeah, looking forward to seeing those lupins come up. And there's some penstemons in there, the red-leaved penstemons. I'm hoping they're going to look good as well. It's just, this year seems to be a good year, and we're having a really good year for roses. I've got lots of buds, and we've seen a lot of growth on a lot of my roses as well, which I'm excited about. This is a newly planted area and probably the driest part of the garden, and the weeds are doing well, but the plants are coming on but slowly. And there is the copper beech. It is a stunning tree, but I just wish it had let a bit of water through. And just look at the cow parsley in the field. Oh, I absolutely love the field when it looks like this. It's not really used very often. It's full of buttercup and dandelions and cow parsley. Yeah, we get cows in there like maybe a day, a year, and then it's just cut. We do love it when we get the cows, but they do eat all the plants. So there's going to be some fennel coming back up. And if I take you down this end, try not to trip over the girls' bikes and land in the plants. We've got fennel, you can see. It grows annoyingly, between the barbed wire and the fence. So it kind of, yeah, it's not ideal. There's last year's still to cut back, but it's not our field, so. And then we've got Achillea coming back up. Already nearly in flower as well, the Achillea actually. So that's going to be lovely as well. So yeah, it's lovely. So where on earth are all these plants going to go, you ask? I don't know. That's the honest answer. I don't know. I am just a collector, aren't I? Anyway, thanks very much for being with me. I will see you back in a couple of days. I'm hoping to get another video out for you quite soon, as I haven't got one out for 2 weeks. I've got lots to do, and the kids are off school in a couple of weeks, so I'd like to try and get as much done as possible in that time. So thank you very much for watching. As always, hit that thumbs up button, like and subscribe, and leave me a comment. Even if it's just an emoji, I always love to hear from you. So thank you very much for being with me this week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.